Oh, what a week, what a week, what a week.
Yeah, TGIS. Thank gosh it's Sunday. I'm ready to put this week behind me, to be honest with you.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, it's been a busy one.
All right, I wonder why. Well, I guess we'll probably find out right after Dan Davidson.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.
Talking Scheetz, Dan Davidson, and it is, as Baillie said, a Sunday evening. As we're recording this.
Yeah, I forget that this isn't live sometimes. Sometimes I'm talking to people like they're sitting at home listening right now, but I know that it's not the case.
They could be sitting at home listening.
But they're not sitting at home listening right now because this doesn't exist yet
at this
them.
exact moment.
No.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we just finished having a fantastic meal that was prepared by your brother and your sister-in-law and my son and my daughter-in-law.
They did a great job.
The same people. It was great. Yeah, there was some tortellini involved and some amazing spaghetti sauce. Your sister-in-law does amazing jobs with that spaghetti sauce and meat sauce and things. And it was so good that I splashed a little on my shirt, but I think I got it off. My shirt says kindness.
Yeah, what's really interesting, you might not be able to see with this new setup we're trying for the video, but we kind of have similar shirt vibes going on.
Okay.
And both of them speak to our core values.
Mine's kindness. Yours is?
Mine says Oilers, if you can see it.
Okay.
Mine says Oilers. Yours says kindness. I kind of think those should be flipped. But
and if you're listening on the podcast on any of the ways that you do that and you can't see it right now, you just have to imagine. We're trying to paint the picture.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's been quite a week, as we mentioned, back from Los Angeles, California. It was an amazing trip, and we'll get to we'll get to the baseball. We will wait probably till we get to the segment. Or
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been ready to talk about baseball since. Again, we're recording this on Sunday. What happened yesterday,
Saturday. Yeah,
and I came home from work. Renato and I said we're not ready to talk about it. We haven't really talked about it all day, so I think I'm putting it off. But. Yeah. I think we should get to some good stuff first.
Okay,
we've got a lot of good things to cover in this podcast.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But we are going to have to talk about it.
Oh, we're going to have to address it.
Some more adventures that we had since we talked when we were in Los Angeles, when we recorded on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day of the week that was. But right now it's time for Good Scheetz. And Good Scheetz, here's the first Good Scheetz. It's brought to you by a new sponsor.
Ooh.
Brought to you by a new sponsor and a new business that is coming to Edmonton. It's Mother Dough Bread Co. Mother Dough Bread Co. They're opening Friday in West Edmonton in Winterburn Point. That's Friday, November 7th.
I was just going to say, we have to give dates. We forget people are listening to this at all the time.
Friday, November 7th. So if you listen to this after Friday, November 7th,
go run.
They are open and they are good to go. Here's the fun part about Mother Dough Bread Co. They are actually Friesen Brothers is part of them. They're proud to launch their new brand, Mother Dough Bread Co. And as we all know, great bread makes a great sandwich. You know, the bread is the most important part of a sandwich. And who makes better bread than Friesen and the sourdough that they do?
The sourdough and the focaccia.
Yeah.
I am built. Our daughter is built through pregnancy at this point, and now through being 1 year old on Friesen dough. Friesen bro co mother dough. Sourdough, focaccia. We always keep it stocked in the house, and I am such a sandwich gal. Yeah. I could not be more excited about this place, and I could not be more excited that they are involved in our podcast. Like all sponsors, we are so thankful for, but this is this one is straight to the heart and straight to the stomach. I'm so excited.
Literally, yeah. What's that word? Focaccia?
Focaccia bread.
I'm always scared to say that because I'm going to swear by accident.
Focaccias might be my favorite type of bread.
Not only will the sandwiches be available, but you can also pick up loaves of sourdough, focaccia, baguettes, and their famous cinnamon buns.
Yeah.
The cinnamon bun from Friesen. Again, the only cinnamon buns better than that, I think, are your Grandma Carol's. Literally the only, it's close, but that is literally the only one. And Charlie, their sourdough starter, after 10 years, he's 10 years old now, old Charlie, and that's the foundation of Mother Dough Bread Co. And again, opening November 7th. and they are a proud sponsor of the show. We're going to go down there. We're going to get a tour
there's
before.
Gonna be lots more to come on this.
Oh my
because
gosh, yeah.
One thing about us is we're going to be eating sandwiches.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
You got that right.
It's in Winterburn Point, which is convenient location for you guys here.
Yep.
I do want to ask you if you know what a sourdough starter is.
No.
Did you think this is a person?
Charlie, he's got a name.
Okay, because I was excited. When I saw this on the notes, I was like, I think he thinks that this is an actual person. So I was excited.
You
to
thought
get
that
into
Charlie?
it.
I think they named the sourdough starter, and it's
Like
named.
he started the sourdough, and he's a.
They start this thing. They put it in this fancy. Again, I don't know all the technical stuff, but I just know that it is like seriously, it's done kind of behind the scenes in a, and then once they get this sourdough started, they put it in a vault so no one else can steal the recipe.
So you know that it's like a living. It's
an organism.
Yeah, a living organism that makes the bread. Okay, you know what a sourdough
I do know
starter
that.
is.
I do know that.
Okay.
I've seen bread rise. I understand how that works.
But sourdough's different.
It doesn't.
And it's like there is an art to it, but it is also like a plant, but also like a person. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's like the sourdough culture world is crazy. Friesen clearly, like Charlie deserves all the credit that they get. Like that is
yeah. Well,
10
all
years
I know
old.
is when we go this week, whether it's for the grand opening or a few days before, I want to get a selfie with Charlie. So I'm going to do that. That's my plan.
I don't know. It might be kind of hard to get to them.
Mother Dough Bread Co. opening
so
November
excited.
7th, and we're going to be there, and you should be there too. Okay, what's your good Scheetz?
My
Besides,
good Scheetz,
of course, Mother Dough.
Well, that's the big
Bread
one.
Co. Yep.
If there was ever like every week, my good Scheetz would be the bread from Friesen Brothers. Like it truly, at this point, with one thing that I will talk about eventually, but we got a picky little 1-year-old girl at this point.
Yeah.
She doesn't, sometimes she likes things, sometimes she doesn't like things. We're just trying to like keep her fed and keep her alive. But one thing she never turns down, when she sees us turn out the sourdough bread from Friesen Brothers, she goes, toast. And she is fired up. So I'm thankful for that.
And now we'll have to get her to say, Charlie.
Now we have to get her to thank Charlie. We're working on thank you. So that should be the next one.
Awesome.
Again, depending on when you listen to this, Halloween has just passed. As we're recording this, it was on Friday night.
Yeah.
We talked about Halloween on a Friday on the last episode, but my good Scheetz is dressing up for Halloween as an adult in like a workplace setting.
Right.
I think it's so funny. I think on Friday at work, we had a couple meetings, we had a couple things to do, took some calls with a dragon, had a pirate waiting for us outside of the meeting room when we went into a different meeting. And I'm like, that is so funny. I went to pick up coffee at one point. The coffee shop was full of ghouls and goons and zombies, but these are all adults at work downtown in Edmonton. And I think that like life is sometimes so hard and there's so many not great things going on and you can be sad and all this stuff, but like a little bit of whimsy of just like putting on a costume on Halloween as an adult and just taking meetings and going about your day to day is so funny.
It is.
It's so much fun.
And it was one of my favorite memories of working on the radio station because we'd dress up every Halloween morning, right? Providing it was on a work day. My favorite costumes were that when three of us, Jack, Matt, and I, dressed as the three St. Bernards. You remember those three St. Bernard dogs that were up for adoption? Mm-hmm. And we dressed up as those, and we did all sorts of different crazy things. I mean, anyway, but you're right. It's
so funny. My coworker and former Talking Scheetz guest, Paige Martin, and I dressed up as Dumb and Dumber for hockey practice. And I think that especially after an Oilers loss the night before was something that everyone needed. You know, they just needed to see two gals in orange and blue suits and top hats going down the halls of Rogers Place. I think it really makes for a better vibe.
I didn't think you two were dressed as anything. I thought Dumb and Dumber was always your go-to.
Well, that's kind of the joke.
Yeah, Paige is listening now to the podcast going, Chris, this is almost as bad as when you made fun of Karen that week when you said she wasn't
like that.
TV ready, dressing up for Halloween at work. And I agree with you. It's a lot of fun, especially when the bosses get involved, right? If they can get involved too, and all of a sudden you're working for Batman or something, or I don't know, Wonder Woman. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my good Scheetz of the week. Ella Langley. It's taken me some time to get on the Ella Langley bandwagon, like a lot of others, with some of the music that she's done. Mm-hmm. But she has this song called "Choosing Texas." I think that's the name of it, right?
Choosing Texas.
Choosing Texas.
Choosing.
And I'm telling you, it is one of the best country songs. Her and Miranda Lambert wrote it, and again, we're not going to play it, unfortunately, because I don't have the rights to it. But it is just. it's going to be a monster hit if it's not already. My TikTok algorithm has literally her singing it with a video or other people singing it, and it's just all over.
It's a really just classic,
Yeah.
good country song. And I love, what I love in a country artist is when they sing with an accent. Like if they have an accent, they're singing with the accent. And I think that's what I love about it is like she sings it. She's not from Texas. Obviously, that's kind of the point of the song. She's from Tennessee, but she's singing with that Southern drawl. And he's choosing Texas by the way. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. So there's my good Scheetz. Does that work for you?
Yeah, it makes you want to dance. Leona likes it too.
Yeah.
She gets into slow kind of claps to it.
It's really cool. So if you haven't checked it out yet, if you haven't heard it yet, you're gonna. That is for sure. Bull Scheetz brought to you by Cook County Saloon and Steakhouse. Cook County Saloon and Steakhouse. It is, again, they've now expanded. They've got the steak. They've got the food. They've got it's kind of got that Texas kind of a country bar feel to it. It does. And you can check it out. I'm going to be checking it out on Thursday. I'm going to back up a little bit and give this a good Scheetz. I'll do a shout out to my friend Jackie Ray Greening from CFCW. After a number of years, well over 30, she worked at CFCW. Kind of we worked together, but competing against each other
frenemies.
at our two different. Yeah, for sure, frenemies is a good way of putting it. But she is retiring after just an incredible career. She's a CCMA Hall of Famer and all sorts of things like that. And they're having a go whatever. It's going to be a ball. I think it's her something ball, Jackie Ray's something ball. Anyway, goodbye bash, I think, or whatever. But it's happening on Thursday at Cook County Saloon, and I'll be there to congratulate her and enjoy what's going to be a great night at Cook County. Thank you to Barry and them for sponsoring Bull Scheetz.
I hope you get to try some of the steak, get some food
Hey,
while
that's
you're
not
there.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
Go a little early.
Do you think that I think that
Take
it's
your ma.
fair for Cook County to have bull Scheetz this week
Yeah.
in honor of the mechanical bull that once was at Cook County Saloon?
I think that's
Did you
what
ever ride the mechanical bull?
I did. I wore the sumo suit. I think at Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. And I got on the bull riding the sumo suit, and I could not get my hand really gripping very well. And they had a helmet, kind of like a sumo would wear, that kind of hair, but it was kind of a helmet hair. And they started to swing me back and forth. I'm doing this on the video right now, and I went head over heels, and I landed right on my head. And I think if I wouldn't have had that helmet, I'm sure I'm 2 inches shorter, because when I hit the ground, it was just like blound.
Yeah.
And
There's probably a reason the bull is no longer there.
yeah.
But we love it
I'm guessing.
in honor of the bull.
And Bull Scheetz, we've got to go the way the Blue Jays season ended.
Yeah, we have to talk about it.
Do
we want to start maybe with where we left off on the podcast?
Yeah,
last
no,
week?
because
we've got good things to say.
Where
we left off on the podcast, you had just watched that insanely long Blue Jays loss on last Monday night.
6.5 hours or whatever it was. Your mom was in the seats for like 7 hours straight. We were in that marathon game. Then the Blue Jays went on to win the next game in Los Angeles, which was amazing.
6-1,
We did not go to that game. We were looking at the ticket prices. They were high because everybody was excited because the Dodgers were going to win the World Series at home, or so they thought. And we were just exhausted. Your mom said, you couldn't pay me what the ticket price is to go to the next game. She said, I need a break. And I
you had the Jays leg.
Yeah.
It was real. You needed a quiet night in.
So we watched it from the hotel room, and we're very, very thrilled that the Blue Jays won. Well, as soon as the Blue Jays won that game, the Dodgers couldn't win the World Series at home, so the ticket prices went down significantly. And so we had one day. We could either go to Disneyland or we could go to the Blue Jays game. We went to the Blue Jays game. I did not go to Disneyland.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy, but as your brother said, that makes sense, Dad. You are an adult. Like you actually chose an adult activity, even though he wants to go to Disneyland too. And it was the quietest stretch of time there, right around Halloween. So there wouldn't have been lineups and things like that. The weather was beautiful, but we went to the game and we played ticket roulette with our tickets. I didn't buy them right away. I was using Seat Geek, and they were going down slowly but surely throughout the day. And so we got to the game. The game was going to start at 5 their time. We got to the game at 4, And we just sat on a bench and waited. And I was watching on SeatGeek, and there was a whole bunch of other people around me that were doing the exact same thing. And the ticket prices were going down. They were going down. They were going down. But also the tickets were going away and going away and going away.
Pretty stressful situation.
Oh, it was stressful. So the ticket price is going down. And all of a sudden I look, and there was like 1,500 tickets available when we started looking. And all of a sudden there was 49 available.
Oh,
and I looked around me, and there looked like there might have been 49 people with phones. So I went, okay, let's get these seats. So I clicked on it, and the little wheel turned, and then it said, sorry, your tickets are gone.
Oof.
So then I went, next best available seats, bang.
Yeah.
And we got those, and we got them for a decent price. And they turned out, we got into the stadium because now we're a little bit tight for time, right? And I want to feed your mom because we don't know how long this game's going to go. So we're in the lineup for the Dodger Dogs. And then I said to her, you know what? The game is about to start. We can't miss any of the game. And so we pulled ourselves out of the line, kind of, excuse us, Blue Jays fans going through everybody that's in the lineup. We got to our seats just in time for the anthems and just in time for the 2 home runs back to back.
Yeah, and thank goodness you were in your seats for those. It was like the first pitch of the game and then the third pitch of the game.
It's never happened before.
Yeah.
Back-to-back guys have never jacked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And the kid in front of us, I call him a kid. He was in his 30s. He was 36. We found out so much about him by the time we were done. But he turned around as soon as that first ball was hit out, and he goes, "What the F has happened?" And then the next one happened. He goes, "What is going on?" So we had so much fun at that game. Obviously, the Blue Jays won, and it was awesome. Oh, when we first sat down, the lady behind me, my tweet went viral because the lady behind me said, "Oh, you're Blue Jays fans?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Well, let's just hope the game is close and it's a good game." I said, "Absolutely." But she said, "But we are going to mop the floor with you because that's what we do." And so I kind of went, interesting. She turned out to be a very nice lady, but as soon as we hit those 2 home runs, she never said another word to us for about 8 innings. And I tweeted that, and it went completely viral.
Yeah, it was popping off everywhere.
Yeah, it got like 18 or 19,000 likes.
Jeez.
And yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. You're the meme of the week.
It was fun. And so that game was amazing. And obviously we were very, very excited and flew home, and life was good. And all they had to do was win one of the next 2. And, things were going to go our way. And, well, let's just say they didn't go our way.
No.
And everybody that's was listening to this saw a portion or a part of those 2 games. But literally all of the luck and the timely hitting and everything that had been working out for them the entire season, for whatever reason, the last 2 games just did not happen.
There was bad ball, like they say puck luck in hockey, whatever the equivalent of that is, like the ball luck, the bat luck. It was just not there. It was not there. It wasn't their time, and it wasn't there 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
But man, it's so hard to see such a good team not win it.
Yeah. Well,
because they were so good and so fun to watch, and just had so much talent and so much just great personality, and and it was scrappy. They were so scrappy.
Yeah, they were. It was so much bigger than just just Toronto. Obviously, it was Canada, and it was just a unifying moment. I mean, even when we were down there, we were celebrating with all the Blue Jays fans that were down at Dodger Stadium. It's like, where are you guys from? Edmonton. We're from Calgary. Let's hug.
Which doesn't always
where
happen.
are you from? You're from Vancouver. Awesome. Let's high five. High five. You're from Toronto. I mean, it really was a unifying thing, and it gave a country that needs a little bit of a kick in the butt, and just a reminder of hey, yeah, we're all in this together from a country perspective. And the Blue Jays did that. And a lot of these players, most of them except for Vladdy, are not Canadian, but to each and every one of them, they talked about it, whether it was Springer or Ernie Clement or Scherzer, the pitcher. They all talked about playing for Canada, right? And so they were just so special. So I know another bullshit's part of the whole situation is the way they lost, obviously, and then seeing them cry.
I hate when athletes
and we
cry.
saw, I don't know about last year as much, but the year before, Connor McDavid cried. And again, that's the other thing about being an Oiler and a Blue Jays fan. We've done this now 3
years in a row.
3 years in a row.
There's so much pain.
You go through all of it, and nobody remembers the team that loses that final game,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
we've seen Connor McDavid cry and Vladdy cry. It's hard.
Yeah, it is the worst. And then you're crying, but you're like, this is just crazy. The final game yesterday, what was so strange for me was working the hockey game.
Right. Yeah, I
during
want to talk to you about
the
that.
World Series game at Rogers Place.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, we had Rogers Center in Toronto where everyone's minds were, but then there was a real NHL hockey game, and Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid were playing hockey on the ice.
And
at
both of them,
Rogers
if you put truth serum in them, would have said, "I'd rather be watching the hockey or a baseball game." They would have. They're Canadian kids
Yeah.
that love the Blue
And
Jays.
it was such a unique experience because the fans were at Rogers Place, but they also weren't, and
Yeah.
they were at one point playing the game on the bowl, and then they weren't, and so you were trying to keep up. And obviously, I had a lot invested in this, so we're trying to kind of follow, and then. Yeah, it was just so weird. It was so overstimulating to be like caring about so many games at once. And then at least after the Jays had lost, it was first off really quiet for a while. But then everyone kind of snapped out of it, the fans at Rogers Place, and they were like, all right, for the last 10 minutes of this hockey game, let's lock in.
Hockey matters to us again.
Yes,
right?
we're like, oh, right, we love this sport, and we have the best player in the
Yeah.
world. Let's lock in.
And
so
then they
fans
won in
were
overtime.
engaged, and then it went to overtime, which actually was good. It gave everybody some time to emotionally recuperate and like get into the game. And then Bush won it in OT, and yeah, thank goodness there was one win last night. But it was crushing. It was crushing that we didn't win Friday night, and the way that went with the lodge ball with the Jays, and then not winning last night again. Yeah, it was painful. I don't really know what else to say.
No, that's pretty much all you need to say. There was "Let's Go Blue Jays" chants during the game,
Yeah,
right?
there was, and tons of people in Jays jerseys, which again, we're on the other side of the country, so it is really cool.
Yeah.
It was cool to see how the country rallied around, and I think it was just a special team, and
They were special. They were the again, your grandpa George, or my grandpa George, your great grandpa George, the man that gave me the Blue Jays passion. He taught me from a very young age, when I was about 8 or 9 years old. Well, it was before the Oilers were in the NHL. I remember sitting beside him on the couch, and we were watching my very first hockey game I can remember, my core memory for me. And it was the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers. And I said, Grandpa, or actually he said, Chris, we're cheering for the New York Rangers. And I said, why are we cheering for the New York Rangers? He said, because they're the underdog. And he said, I always cheer for the underdog. And the Blue Jays were the underdog, and they were literally a Hollywood story, playing the team from Hollywood. But they literally were just that way. And they made the country seem so small. They made it feel like we were all in Toronto last night. And anyway, it's we'll see where it goes. I mean, yeah, but it's just, it may not happen again in my lifetime. A mortality moment, I realize, but we may not see it again.
Or my lifetime, or Leona's lifetime. It was rare.
Yeah.
And we were there.
Yeah.
You were actually there.
Yeah.
Are you happy now that even though looking back you went to two of those games? That's pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely it is. I can't decide. Inside baseball here. I can't decide if I should look at you or not, because we got this new video thing going on. So people are probably wondering what you're looking at right now. But we're looking at each other.
I still think we have to do it how we normally do it.
Okay. Well, that's good to talk. Yeah, because I'm like, maybe I just look straight ahead. We're right beside each other in the studio. It's exactly the same place. We're just trying to capture it and make it a little bit easier for you.
We need to. We're 43 episodes in now. We're still working out the kinks.
Okay. I don't regret going. Obviously, you know what? It wasn't cheap. Everybody wants to know what we paid for our tickets. That's between me and the Lord. Not even
Dodger Stadium and SeatGeek.
Not even your mom knows. But it was worth it. It absolutely was, to be there, and a once in a lifetime experience, and to represent and then cheer for the Jays. I have no regrets. Obviously, it would have been better if they'd have won the game and won the series, but still some great memories, and a lot of the fans there were fun too. It's a kind of about, as your grandma Carol would say, it's all about the memories, and we certainly have them. One more. I'm sure the Blue Jays will come up again as this podcast continues. Another quick bullshit is time change. It's time change. You asked Jack and Matt that I worked with on Kissin' Country. Every time change would come. This one's better because we get an extra hour of sleep, but that one in the spring is nasty. Especially when you got to get up at 4 and then you got to get up at 3 new time. And I've always played the new time, old time. You don't like that at all, I know.
I just think that I don't believe that time change is necessary, but we live in the reality that it does exist at the moment. So we just have to accept it. It's just so confusing if you're like, wow, it's 4 p.m., but it's actually 5 p.m. I'm like, it's so confusing. But to further your bullshits on time change, my bullshits, another one that I just came up with is time change with a baby, because last night at work, it was just, again, it's been a long week for us. There's just been a lot going on. Lots of work, lots of everything else, and an 8 p.m. puck drop, which ended up being an 8:15 puck drop. So we're working late into the night on the Oilers digital team. And at one point I said, oh, we get an extra hour of sleep tonight. That's amazing. And everyone kind of looks at me and smiles. And then I'm like, my baby doesn't know that.
No.
Your kid, she's not a baby, she's 1 year old, but your kids are not like, oh, okay, well, it's actually only 10. She can't tell time. She doesn't know numbers. She's going to sleep however long she normally sleeps.
Right.
So we're not getting that extra hour. So we didn't have she's a pretty good sleeper, so I shouldn't complain too much. But gaining that hour doesn't really mean anything when you have a kid in your house that can't tell time.
Well, all I can say about time change is, and I know that the problem is they can't decide if they want daylight saving time. If you have daylight saving time for the rest of the year now, it's very dark in the morning for the kids going to school. And apparently some back history to it. Back in 1973, they decided to keep daylight saving time for a couple of straight years to see how it went. And a considerable amount of children lost their lives in accidents because they, walking to school because it was dark and people weren't adjusting to it.
Right.
So maybe don't stick with daylight. Let's do the other one. But that character down in the States that's got that big Sharpie that just keeps signing these executive orders. I just wish he'd sign one and say, let's not time change. Because as soon as the problem is we can't adjust ourselves because if you don't adjust yourself, then you become Saskatchewan, or if you do it by yourself.
Yeah, and they're just doing their own thing.
And then it's confusing because half the year you're this time with the rest of the world, half the year you're the other time with the rest of the world. We just need everybody to stop moving their clocks.
Just everyone commit once.
If I was the leader of this country, but again, it's more the States needs to do it, so then we need to do it. So get your Sharpie out, Donald, and do a good one there. Just say no more time change. Okay, done.
There you go.
How hard could that be? Meme of the week brought to you by Weatherwood Ranch. Go to weatherwood.ca. We've been hearing from a lot of people that say, man, I had no idea. Well, this venue is really relatively new too, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like sourdough or Mother Dough Bread Co. But again, they've been working hard, Meg and Courtney, and they've got this incredible place. It's 5 minutes outside of Stoney, and it's 20 minutes from Edmonton, and it's just a great wedding venue or a venue for you to have whatever you want. It really is. Go to our Talking Scheetz Instagram or our own Instagram, and you can see what Baillie put together for them. It's brilliant.
Yeah, or go to their own Instagram account at Weatherwood Ranch, and I feel like it just speaks for itself once you see the location. It's just about getting it out there.
Yeah, exactly. And it deserves to be very successful, and it should be. Okay, what is the meme of the week?
Well, there's a lot of Halloween memes going on, but this one I thought that we should touch on because it's one that I keep saying all the time because I think it's really funny. But it's mostly a TikTok trend where people are saying the lion does not concern himself with. And it's just silly things. So like silly things that you can't think about or process because you're just too busy doing whatever. So mine for the week is the lioness, which they say if it's a woman, the lioness does not concern herself with how many mini chocolate bars she ate this weekend.
Okay.
Because if I added up how many mini Reese's cups I had, it would be...
Yeah, but shrinkflation, they're so much smaller.
They're smaller.
They're way
you can have so many, but it's just like the lion does not concern himself with how much caffeine he drank today. Just like silly little things.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Yeah, well, mine would be similar. This first thing that comes to my mind is the lion does not concern himself with the calorie count on any of the chocolate bars that he eats.
That's what I mean. If you added it all up, the little ones, but you can't. You can't. And the best thing this year is lots of people are giving out Halloween candy to Leona. She's getting all these nice little bags, but like this kid can't be eating Reese cups, so they're really just for me, which is nice. But
I don't know. She probably could have a Reese cup, but maybe that's just grandpa.
She's had a fair amount of candy, but she shouldn't have too much. She's just getting.
Oh, her grandma. I wasn't there. I was working or something, but she said that she was enjoying like the potato chips, and she understood junk food.
Yeah,
like,
we give her
she
like
got
the
her
little
first little understanding of it, just a little bit of it.
We give her the
right?
littlest piece because they can't have like pieces of chips because it's a
Right.
choking hazard, but just a
Right.
little piece to like taste it. And so you give her like this little piece of Lay's chip, and she starts going more, 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 and I'm like, oh no.
She did the same thing today when her grandma, your mom gave her a little bit of coffee, a little sip of coffee.
know,
She
she
was
loves-
like right away.
And she's always on me with my coffee cup. Like I'm the lioness does not concern herself with how many milligrams of caffeine she consumes a day.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly drinking coffee, and she wants some from my cup because she's obsessed with drinking out of anything that anybody else is drinking out of. And I drink dark black coffee. So I'm like, okay, kid, you want to try it? Here you go. This has been now 15 months of you trying to get in my cup. We'll give you a sip. And so I never drink hot coffee anymore because it's a danger. So I'm drinking lukewarm coffee as always. I give her a sip expecting her to be absolutely disgusted. And she goes, more, more, more. She comes by the chips from her father, honestly, and the coffee from her mother, and from her father, actually. She doesn't stand a chance.
Love it. All right. Again, Meme of the Week brought to you by Weatherwood Ranch. Go to weatherwood.ca and book them for your next incredible event, and they will make it so memorable.
The
really
Lion
will.
does concern themselves with the beauty of the Weatherwood Ranch.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like a, oh, wow
Yeah.
kind of a thing, right?
Stunning.
It really
I
is.
think in the winter it would be beautiful as well.
Uh-huh.
We went in the fall with all the beautiful foliage and leaves, but I feel like a winter cabin-y vibe could be really nice for an event as well.
Got
Winter
it.
weddings.
Got it. Hey, we got another new sponsor to the show, and this one is another near and dear to my heart sponsor. It's Terry and Lynn out in Devon, and I'm going to, again, another reason why you should watch the video. If you go to the video right now, you can see this amazing gold ring that when I was leaving Kissin' Country, they actually made me for that 35 years that I worked. A beautiful gold ring with the Kissin' logo in it and the lips, and it's just an example of some of the custom goldsmith work that they can do at Custom Carmen Goldsmiths in Devon. Now, here's the deal. My friend, again, came to me and he said, after 50 years in business, they're holding a sell-off sale. They're selling their entire collection of unique jewelry, okay? With the current price of gold and silver, you have to take advantage of this. So here's the deal. From now until November 15th, so you've got, give or take a couple of weeks, their entire selection of silver will be 40% off.
Woo.
At Custom Carmen Goldsmiths in Devon, Terry and Lynn, and they're getting out of that part of the business. They're going to be focusing starting next year on custom design and repair, but they're basically, it's one of those deals where they're selling everything. And if they're selling everything, you're going to get one heck of a good deal.
I'm looking over at producer Renato right now,
Yeah.
and he's not even paying attention.
He's looking the other way.
Excuse me, the silver is 40% off.
Yes, they're not going out of business again, but 40% off silver, and they're incredible people. They've done some wonderful things for the community, and they also, again, are going to give you just a great deal, and they're open Tuesdays through Saturdays, and you can, again, get more information about what they're doing, but the bottom line is take advantage of that 40% off silver between now and November 15th. Custom Carmen Goldsmiths in Devon. It's never too early to buy that early Christmas gift, is it? I mean,
No, I
Christmas
don't
is
even think it's that early anymore.
Christmas is 2 months away.
And in Devon at Custom Carmen Goldsmith, they've done some amazing, incredible pieces.
Oh, yeah,
Mom
no.
has got things done, and many people in our lives, and they have some beautiful stuff that they sell in their house right now. So
Yeah. What's the name of that place?
Custom Goldsmith. I was looking at their website, actually. I was looking at some of the nice jewelry they have.
Okay.
I thought he wasn't paying attention, and I was like, "Hello, sir, Christmas gift."
Well, that's actually what I was looking
I
for.
could see the reflection of what you were on, and it was a girl in a bikini. So
It
whatever.
was Sydney Sweeney, damn it.
Yeah, wearing a piece from Custom Goldsmith.
Custom Carmen Goldsmith in Devon. Again, thank you so much to them. So do yourself a favor and step up and buy something special for that special someone in your life. They've got gold, they've got silver, and they're selling it all because they're getting out of that end of the business after 50 years. All right. So congratulations to them. So trending, let's do it. Okay. What's going on in the world this week? You talked about Halloween costumes or Halloween.
Yeah.
And, it was kind of a weird Halloween because there was a Blue Jays game and there was all sorts of distractions. But it was on a Friday, which is great. How many kids did you guys have?
Way less than normal.
Yeah.
And I think that we had about 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Normally it's like 30 to 50.
Yeah.
And I think that, first off, the insane winds.
Right.
It was too cold for little kids would have got swept up out there.
Yeah.
Like
It would have been Wizard of
blowing.
Oz.
I feel like our house was shaking. It was so windy.
Right.
And then additionally, I think that there were some selfish parents, us included. The Jays game did not help.
It was too windy for a lot of kids to come out.
I think it was too windy for a lot of kids to come out. And then the Blue Jays game started at 6 p.m. So we had a lot of people reach out to us being like, is Leona going trick-or-treating? And I was like, well, she doesn't know what that is yet, number one, which is a privilege. Number two, it's freaking freezing cold outside. And the Blue Jays are playing. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, we went and saw her earlier in the day. And you guys dressed as?
Characters from The Big Comfy Couch, which is a show from my childhood, a Canadian show from my childhood that just, I obviously stood the test of time based on the reaction to our costumes.
Well, and coincidentally, you did it obviously because it brings back some great memories for you, but also your daughter loves
Clocks.
clocks.
Clocks are her passion. When we talk about time change, she doesn't have a problem with that. If clocks are moving, she's happy. She loves clocks. I don't know what that means about her. She points out watches. She points at clocks on the wall. But they have to be like analog clocks, not digital clocks. They're real analog clocks. And we were here one night, and I actually do think it was our friend Paige Martin, shout out to her again, who said, she loves clocks so much. Have you ever shown her The Big Comfy Couch?
Yeah.
Which, number one, was my favorite show growing up, as mentioned. Like, absolutely watched every episode, loved it. Number two has the clock stretch in it, which is Lunette the Clown does. She does her little clock with all her legs and limbs, which is now, as of a couple months ago, Leona's favorite thing she's ever seen, the clock stretch.
Yeah.
And then the show itself, we talked about Miss Rachel and the power of her. I would say that Miss Rachel, I would say that Lunette the Clown and the Big Comfy Couch walked so that Miss Rachel could run.
Okay.
Like I think it set the tone for that kind of show where you're teaching and learning, but in a fun, engaging way with songs and things like that. It's like Leona absolutely loves the Big Comfy Couch, so it was a no-brainer for us.
Did Miss Rachel just get like announced as the Time Magazine Woman of the Year or Person
She's
of
on
the Year?
Glamour Magazine. Yeah, I think it was Glamour Magazine.
or
she did a
something.
beautiful photo shoot. Yeah,
She got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Frick people. I mean, and she does. You've seen Leona's reaction to that woman.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
Yeah. Oh,
she
yeah.
deserves it.
No, I agree.
So I dressed up as my own Miss Rachel, which was Lunette the Clown growing up.
And your costumes were great. And then your mom decided to surprise you guys. So
Yes.
So he was like bedhead guy.
Major bedhead, who is the courier in the show and the clown town. So he brings the packages, but
Like he was the Amazon guy before the Amazon guy.
Yes, he's like Lunette and Molly's Amazon guy. I was Lunette the Clown. Leona was Molly the Dolly.
Right.
Which she loved. She loved to be.
Yeah.
She was so
did.
excited.
She loved it. No,
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. So then your mom decided to dress as
Granny Garbanzo.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that she had an accompanying costume for us, and you guys were at our house, we were getting dressed up, and then out of nowhere she comes upstairs in the perfect costume. She nailed every single detail of this costume.
She looked more like Granny Garbanzo than Granny Garbanzo.
No, legitimately. We did our best, and we put things together.
Like you did pretty good, Lynette. So.
Yeah, we put things together, but she nailed it, and it was just so funny. And we thought Leona might be scared of us dressing as clowns. No, she loved it. She just wanted to grab the noses. She had a great. It wasn't her first Halloween, but it was her first Halloween, kind of
her first
knowing
Halloween.
things because she was only 2 months old last year.
Yeah.
She loved every aspect of it. we did a little bit of going to get treats, but her real passion was handing out candy to others. Like when kids came to our door, she loved to see their costumes. Even this small kid was dressed as Michael Myers with like a fake knife with blood all over it. And she just smiled and waved at him like she had no idea. But she liked selecting the chocolate bars to put into people's bags. She had a great time. And we got to watch the Jays.
There's
so.
probably a reason why she liked that. Like earlier today, your mom thinks of everything, so she always wants the remote control or our phone. So she bought her an old style calculator. It's a fair size calculator. It's a solar powered one, and so we gave it to her. The first thing she did, Karen said, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "What?" She just typed in 666, and then later in the afternoon, I gave it to her again, and she typed in 666 again. I don't know if she's trying to talk to us, if she's like from The Exorcist or what. But anyway, that's
sometimes when she's not being the best girl, which is rare. Her name is Leona. If you don't know, we call her Demona, and so I think that it was Demona coming out.
I think so too.
Demona was giving you 666 on the calculator.
She's my granddaughter. I'll love her no matter what.
But she might be a little bit Demona.
Let's talk about other best Halloween costumes. What else did you see? I know Jessie Kershank, who's kind of an influencer and an entertainer in Canada.
Yeah.
She dressed her little twins as AirPods.
Oh my gosh.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah. I loved a baby in our life, Jessica Samuelson's son, who is about the same age as Leona, and he's cute as a button, was dressed as David Schneider from the Blue Jays, and he had glasses and a mustache drawn on, which I messaged her, and I immediately said, Jessica, how did you get a baby to sit for you to draw a mustache on? Because we did a little red nose on Leona for Molly the Clown, and that took 4 people doing it. So he was a patient boy, but he had the Blue Jays jersey, the whole look, and it was so funny. There was a couple of boo-boos, which I really liked those costumes. That was really fun. What were some other ones? Was there any that you loved, producer?
My favorite one, it was a girl. She was Austin Matthews.
Oh,
She basically had like a bald cap on. Like, his hairline isn't perhaps the greatest, but it was very funny and it was a good costume.
Yeah,
I saw like a bunch of it was like a compilation of an old folks home, seniors lodge or whatever you want to call it, and there was one lady that she had spices all over her, and she was a spice girl.
That was AI.
That wasn't even real?
No.
See?
Because I got by that video too.
There you go.
This is actually something that is interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Is that this happened to us in that I saw this costume and it was all these old people being funny. Like they had these funny costumes. They weren't real.
Oh my gosh.
People were like, look at the background, and it was just people people were not moving properly, like freaky.
Well, that's old people. I mean,
they were like not having faces. It was creepy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but it was really convincing.
All right.
It was AI.
Okay. I got.
Still a good costume idea. Someone had it.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't real.
It's like your poor grandma Nadia. She keeps, every time we see her, she's like, is Connor McDavid having a baby? I keep seeing that on Facebook.
Those Facebook
and
articles.
You can't believe anything, she says. I said, no, you can't believe anything anymore.
It's like Leon Draisaitl delivered a baby on the streets on the way to the rink. Like, it's fake. These fake stories come up. And for a lot of people, how would you not know?
Well, how would you not know? Today I saw Blue Jays manager John Schneider. Is it not John Schneider? Is it John Schneider?
I think so.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, sorry. There's another John Schneider I know. Yeah, John. That's John. I don't know why it sounds wrong. John Schneider was a singer too. He was either Bo or Luke Duke from. And I never put those two things together, but it is
This
John
guy?
Schneider. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I mean, I know.
I was like, am I going crazy?
I know who he is, but I never thought about it. But is it not? Isn't there a John? Yeah, whatever. I'll just pretend I just had like a brain fart there. But what I was going to say is, Facebook said that he had found proof that Shohei Ohtani from the Dodgers was taking illegal steroids, right? And it was on Facebook as a story, and there's a million comments and a million likes, and yeah, it was crazy. So
I wish that were true.
Yeah.
I really do.
Sorry, John Schneider. Of course I know who you are. And the other guy can't be. It's John Schneider, right? Bo Luke Duke. It's like
I don't know that.
Those aren't real people. You're making those people up.
Bo and Luke Duke?
You know Bo and Luke Duke.
Who are they?
What?
Who are they?
From the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, okay. I'm still a little bit before my time. I'm old.
But didn't you see the version with Jessica Simpson?
Nope.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, no. And country singer John Schneider. The song was I've been around enough to know.
I mean, I'm sure John Schneider is like one of the most common names on earth, so I don't know why you're acting like this is crazy.
I don't know why I never put the 2 and 2 together until now. I put 2 and 2 together, okay?
Okay.
Just the way it goes. All right. Yeah, don't believe anything you see on the internet anymore. I
There
guess
you
that's
go.
the bottom line.
The Spice Girl wasn't real.
Okay.
She was cute, though.
She was cute for a grandma. I mean,
Yeah.
she was cute. Okay. Other things that are trending this week, a hunting season begins. It all depends. I mean, your brother got his deer in bow season, which, was really appreciative of. It took him like 3 years, and he was tracking down the same buck for 3 years, spent 60 hours, 60 different times last year in his tree stand, and he finally got it with the bow, and then his dad came, and we, got it together. And again, I'm not a hunter, not really into that at all, but I did my part as a dad, and we got the deer out of the bush, and everything worked out. So he goes to another location. I'm not going to say where because
That's a big problem.
Trust me. Once I said, "Oh, Carter got his deer," and I said kind of the area, and he almost disowned me.
Yeah, he doesn't like
If
that.
people ask him where he got his deer, he says right under the shoulder. Like that's
Yeah, it's a secret. It's a very serious thing. They
so
take it
serious.
quite
It's
seriously.
like fishing holes and hunting spots, right?
Yeah.
So, but he got his moose. And he went and he tried with his bow for the bow season, but he just had no luck. But he got his moose on the first day. And so he brings this moose, after they do whatever they do to it in chunks. And
So out of my scope. I could tell you the meme of the week, but I don't know. The lioness does not concern herself with how a dead moose is then transported back in a truck
the bottom line is I got to help him with this thing. And
the
we're
lion
packing
has
it.
to concern himself with it.
I had to concern myself with this, so
Yeah.
I'm helping him hang this thing in the shed in its chunks, and my hands. It looks like I have been part of the world's worst mass murder. I'm bloody.
I actually can't believe that you did that.
Well, yeah,
It's so not like it's so out of your scope too.
But how this happens, I don't know. But he got his moose, so hunting season's on. Good luck to everybody that's out there. Of course, hunt responsibly, and give the animals a fair shot, so to speak, pun intended. And we'll go from there. Okay, Movember as well. How many guys? We used to talk about this on the radio. How many guys do it for the good of course
Raising money.
cancers below the waist or whatever they raise them for, and how many of them actually do it just to annoy their girlfriends or wives?
I think that was true years ago. I think that the mustache is like having a really big moment right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would say that's
Davis Snyder's a perfect example.
and girls love him.
Yeah.
I think that there is something to be said about baseball players in general and something about that sport just being attractive.
Yeah.
Like it's the only sport where men, first off, they have their cute uniforms and they also don't really sweat and they can wear accessories.
Right.
But besides the point, I think that mustaches are having a moment. I think that there are women probably encouraging their husbands to do Movember this year.
Okay.
I don't know what it is exactly that has like made this the case, but I feel like all types of men, all walks of life are really leaning into the mustache.
I like that. I like that. Riley Green.
Exactly. Like there's that country kind of Ken cowboy look with the mustache, but then there's also like all kinds of people are just, all kinds of men are embracing the mustache.
Okay.
I am not necessarily a mustache girl. Renato always has some form of facial hair, mostly because it's more work for him not to have facial hair than to have facial
Because
hair.
he's Italian and
Yeah,
he
it's
just can't.
It's just
He's
gross.
got so much testosterone beaten out of his body.
He came up to me a couple days ago and he got a new watch and he was looking at his wrist. Again, you got a new watch, so keep in mind the jewelry sale going on. But he got a new watch. He was looking at his wrist.
Custom Carmen Goldsmiths in
Carson-
Devon.
Yep.
Yep.
He was looking at his wrist and he came up to me and he said, "Do you think I'm getting hairier?" And then we were both looking at his wrist and it was like, I said, "Actually, I think that you are getting hairier."
Well, yeah, I think you do get hairier as you get older.
But
I mean,
he
this
was
just
hairy to
in.
begin with. But anyway,
Yeah.
he's had a mustache a couple of times. I don't hate it. I just think that, like, again, embrace what you got. But I do think before it was like women begrudgingly being like, "Oh, it's Movember," but now they're like,
Okay.
"It's Movember."
Okay. Anyway, shout out to everybody that's raising
Yes.
money for that great cause, and that's why you'll see some stashes growing and doing their thing. And
Yeah.
the firefighters love this time of year because they can do it for sure, right? Again, Trending, brought to you by Custom Carmen Goldsmiths in Devon. And they have a huge sell-off going on right now until November 15th, their entire collection of silver. 40% off. That's Custom Carmen Goldsmith in Devon. It's just a few minutes out of town. If you're not in the area, do yourself a favor and check it out. Hey, man, when Carter picked us up from the airport, he picked us up in our beautiful 2026 Ram Rebel Dodge pickup truck. This thing is gorgeous. And so, because he was driving and he pulled up, and you know, jump in as fast as you can because you're parked illegally when you get picked up at the airport. You know, it's
a Scheetz could be just trying to.
The airport pickup and delivery.
It's terrible. It's always so stressful.
Yeah.
There's no need for it to feel like you're being hunted for sport when you're just trying to get in a car. Well, like at the Edmonton International Airport, and I know they've made changes. I'm not blaming the airport specifically. I'm sure it's like that at many airports.
Oh, you should see Los Angeles.
But it is just so. You get home from any kind of trip, you're tired, you're jet lagged, and you're just like, oh no, now I have to get in the car. Someone's picking me up, and it's like, you feel like you're getting shot at. It's so stressful.
When we got in, I got in the back seat, and you said how much room was in the back seat of this Ram Rebel.
Yeah,
it literally has more room in that back seat than our first house had.
It's bigger than our kitchen for sure. For sure.
I got back there and I'm like, holy man, this is like riding in the back of a limo.
Yeah,
like, what huge. A truck. And I drove it. And again, I came back from an event last night, which I'll talk about shortly. And I told your mom, I love this truck. It floats down the road. Like, it floats down the road. And Londonderry Dodge has a bunch of them, whether they're 25s or 26s, and they're all priced to go. And they'll give you a great deal. They'll give you great service. You, again, had a great experience with your
Jeep Compass
Jeep
Trailhawk.
Compass
Yeah,
Trailhawk.
Today
Yes.
we were helping our friends and family, Lauren and Carson, move, and it was the type of getting out of the house where they just had odds and ends left, but there's more odds and ends than you think, which is always the case with moving.
Right.
And they had already filled up their truck, and they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? I said, never fear.
Yeah.
The Jeep Compass Trailhawk is here. And we pulled it up, we opened the hatchback, and for such a small SUV that can get around and park really easily downtown, you can fit a lot of stuff in that hatchback. When you put those seats down, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a really, really great moving vehicle.
Amazing.
We love it.
All right. That's awesome. And again, thank you to them for the vehicles we drive. And do yourself a favor and grab one. Community Scheetz, brought to you by Crystal Glass. I talked about this, that the fact that I got a windshield smashed out, not smashed out, but a pretty big crack in it when we were down in the States in the rental car. Make sure you get your insurance is all handled. Like, I found out after the fact that mine was taken care of. We'll wait and see. I mean, I don't trust it till I trust it, but because those windshields are extremely expensive now, unless you go to Crystal Glass, and they do the best job, and they've got to calibrate now because of all the sensors and things around it. Crystal Glass will treat you right, and they've got, of course, they've got different franchises all around the province, and I think they're expanding as well. So congratulations to them. Do you have anything exciting going on in the community? Because I've got a couple, but
You always ask me, and I just really don't do anything.
well, you're still young and you're working. You're working hard.
My version of the community is just going to Oilers games and going home multiple times a day and spending time with my baby. Invite me to your events, guys, so I have something to talk about.
Purple Lights Gala, second event in a row that I did that lined up. Who would have thought for Game 7 of the Blue Jays World Series, and of course, you finish going to these games in Los Angeles, and then sure enough, like everybody, I was just hoping for a win on Friday night so we didn't have to worry about it on Saturday night. But it was out in Drayton Valley, and again, gender violence, domestic violence, all of these things are just unfortunately a sad issue. But out in Drayton Valley, they're doing their best to help stop them, and if they can't stop them, they're helping getting people out and getting them the help that they desperately need. So they had this first ever gala at the Mackenzie Center in Drayton Valley, and I was the host, and I thought to myself, how are we going to pull this off with a Game 7 going on? But we kind of did our thing. We had all of our very important speeches and talked about the organization, and then there was a big screen there, and we had the game on. So basically it turned into a Blue Jays watch party, just like the Joseph Burke Chicken Supper did a week or so ago. And anyway, thousands of dollars was raised. I want to do a shout out to all the Scheetz heads that were there because there was a number of them. Christina, a big fan of not only the podcast but everything else that we've been doing, and many other ladies and men as well who said they listened. It was just a great event, and of course it didn't end well with the Blue Jays game, but everybody kind of got over it. That's what alcohol does. And they had a fun money casino and just a bunch of different things.
As long as lots of money was raised for the cause.
It was. And coming up on Friday, November 7th, not only the opening of what's it called again?
Mother Dough Co.
Mother Dough Co.
Mother Dough Bread Co.
Mother Dough Bread Co. It will also be MAD, the Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. They kick off their Red Ribbon campaign at City Hall, and it'll be at 10 a.m. And I've done it for as many years as I can remember. I don't remember the last time I didn't do it, but I'm honored to help out that incredible cause. So frustrating that we still have to deal with the impaired driving. It's just, you know what? You're a loser. Can I say that? I can say that.
You can say that.
You're beyond a loser, and it's not just your life that you could lose, but it's these other innocent people are involved as well. So again, these families, I'd do anything for them. They've lost so much, and they still want to prevent it from happening to others. And Red Ribbon campaign, tie that red ribbon around, and more importantly, find an alternate way to get home. It is easier now than it has ever been with Uber and everything else that's going on. Get on a scooter.
Call
whatever.
us. Call Talking Scheetz. We'll always drive you.
Honestly,
of course.
yeah, honestly, anything to save a
Yes.
life on the highway, right? So honored to do that again. I know I guess the new mayor will be there, and representatives from the city, the RCMP, the city police officers, and many other different organizations. So yeah, honored, and I've just, again, it's just a no-brainer for me. It's just always been a very, very important part of my life to support that cause. So that's what's going on in the community. Thank you to Crystal Glass. Thank you to Londonderry Dodge. Thank you to Cook County Saloon and Steakhouse, Weatherwood Ranch, Mother Dough Bread Co., and Carmen Custom Goldsmith in Devon. Yeah, we've got some sponsors that are stepping up. We appreciate that. Helen said, I hope the podcast is long because you're going to be doing lots of advertisements. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm hoping that we can connect you with some really great people here, some really great clients, and you can, again.
Hopefully, we've created Talking Scheetz has basically become a one-stop shop here.
Yeah.
So you can buy a vehicle, you can get the glass fixed in your vehicle,
Yeah.
you can eat and party at Cook County Saloon, you
Yeah.
can host other events at Weatherwood Ranch,
Yeah.
and you can buy your jewels after your night of partying and drinking at either of those places.
Yeah.
You can buy some makeup jewelry.
Exactly. Once you've made your wife mad, same story. Yeah, that's when
Or your husband.
it's when I got your mom. Her engagement ring was after the Kiss and Christmas party one year because I knew that was my
Merry
only
Christmas.
hope. And of course, then you can see Charlie at the Mother Dough Bread Co. as well.
Yes,
right?
that's going to be one we're talking about coming up.
It's all good.
I'm just thinking about focaccia.
I'm sending this podcast out to John Schneider, also known as Luke Duke, on the Dukes of Hazzards.
And John Schneider of the Blue Jays. I think he needs it.
Oh, I love John Schneider from the Blue Jays. I love all the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Can we go back in a time machine and make that not happen? Probably not.
No.
Seasonal depression starts now.
It's Christmas.
Even when we got nothing to talk about, there's nowhere I'd rather be. 'Cause there's something about you and me just sitting around talking Scheetz.